Good afternoon YouTube, Mr. Mo here, Stick Survival. What I've got for you today is the contents of my EDC kit. Now I do apologise for not loading any videos up in the last month or so because I've been really busy and the weather here in Scotland has been pretty lousy. I have, however, been still watching all your videos that you're putting up on YouTube, and I watched one yesterday, I think it was, with Jedi of the Woods, who done a review on his EDC kit. Again, Jedi, brilliant video, keep them coming. And I had a little thought there and I thought, well, you know, surely I could do that, just load it up, it only takes a few minutes to film and it would give you an idea of what I carry. So, as usual, my EDC kit is based around some Maxpedition products, and we'll go into them as and when we get to them. So the first thing I carry every day is a flash drive. I've got some important information on there that I like to keep with me all the time, so that just goes in my trouser pocket along with my car keys. They're there all the time. Obviously I need that to get to and from my work, so they just go in my trouser pocket. The other bit of EDC kit that I have with me pretty much every day is my watch. This is the H3 Tracer one. Bought this about 7 years ago. Fantastic bit of kit. It's got the, I think it's the Trinitum or whatever they call it, I'm not exactly sure. It's the little glass vials on the end of the hands, and it glows for about 10 or 15 years, and it really does work. I've really impressed with this product. If I was to lose this tomorrow, well, first and foremost I'd be gutted, but I would immediately buy another one. This is a proper watch, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who goes outdoors and needs a good timepiece. That's the watch to buy. Next up is my pouches that I carry every day, and I normally carry them in my winter jacket, which is a Kilo Monroe, which is a really good waterproof jacket, and lately we've been needing it in here anyway. So I'll move these, in fact I'll go through them first of all. I have the Maxpedition Urban Wallet, which is a fine size for your pocket. The 5x3 pouch from Maxpedition, which is an excellent little case for all your little bits and bobs, and a Maxpedition Volta battery case. So I'll put these two out of the way and I'll concentrate on this one. This is my wallet, and inside my wallet I have my driving licence. There's a little clear window here to see it. I have my first aid card, and I have my AA membership card, and they all reside in that little window there. It's, as you can see, it's the perfect size for credit cards. In this one here I have a gym membership card and my bank card, and I've obviously purposely turned it over so nobody can see numbers, etc., and that just fits in there. And then behind that I have enough room to store my mobile phone, and I found this really useful. I can keep some notes in there as well, and any loose change I have just goes in my pocket, and this works really well for me. I have everything that I need together in one place, and this just goes in the bottom jacket pocket, and I'm more or less in and out of there a few times a day getting to this kit, and that works out really good for me. And that is my wallet, and I have that with me every day as well. The next one I have is the Volta battery case. Now this is my pocket first aid kit. I've got a few bits and bobs in here, and it normally goes in the chest pocket or the inside pocket. It's not too heavy. I've kind of kept it as low, just to the natural size of the pouch, and not stuffed it out too much. But I'll go ahead and open this up and I'll show you what I've got in here. I have, the first item I have in here is just a little neck knife. I find this really handy for some little tasks, even at work, for opening boxes, etc. I just keep that in there, and I can obviously just wear that around the neck and get easy access to that. The rest of the stuff is a first aid kit. I have a tick tool here, which is good for removing splinters and ticks, and And then the rest of the stuff I have in here is quite simply just a bog standard first aid kit. There's nothing too fancy in here. It's just a few small sort of everyday carry items that you'd maybe have in a first aid kit. I have a small bottle of TCP here. That's just an antiseptic wipe, so I have that. A few plasters, soluble aspirin, always a good idea to have a few of them. Face shield, that way, face shield. Have a suture kit, just in case if I was out in the woods and I had a really bad cut, then you know, I would have no problem with stitching myself up if I had to. I would try not to, but obviously sometimes needs must. Even just 1 or 2 stitches together to hold it together until you can get yourself to the hospital. A couple of wipes, their Compeed blister kit, some butterfly stitches, wipes again. Have a small pair of these magnifying glasses, which I find excellent if you do have a tick on yourself. You can use that together with the tick tool to get the little buggers out, because they can be quite awkward. Couple of scalpels, again some butterfly stitches, dressings, plasters. There's a set of gloves here, some more blister kit, and I have some micropore hospital tape on an old credit card, and that just helps to keep the plasters on, because plasters, in my opinion, you put them on and within 20 minutes they're off again, so some of that to hold the plaster down works really well. Some burn gel, this is a really good product, and then just some ordinary paracetamol tablets for headaches, etc. There's nothing fancy, it's just the kind of thing that, you know, it's nice to have in your pocket, just get a little nick or a cut, it's there. There's obviously the face shield and soluble aspirins would be perfect for, you know, someone who was having a heart attack. That would be the first port of call, and hopefully it never happens. That would be the last port of call. The next thing I have here is sort of like what I would call my pocket survival kit, and this goes in the deep pockets down the bottom of the jacket, and there is a bit of weight to it, but then when you see what's in it you'll understand why. I do have this. If I don't have it in my pocket, it just sits in my car. I've always got this at hand, either outside my work in the vehicle, or if I'm going for a walk I take it out of the vehicle and I put it in my pocket, so I've always got it with me. And I'll start off with the zipping it open here. This is the sort of stuff that I want. I've kept purposely on the outside because I want to get to it very fast, and there is a little rescue mirror in there, and I've purposely keep it in this bag just to stop it from getting all scratched up. I don't think that would make much of a difference, but it doesn't take any effort to get it in and out of that bag. Next thing in there I have is a Fox 40 whistle. Excellent whistle, small, easy to get at, can get to that very, very quickly in an emergency situation. And that's all I have in the little pouch. In the main compartment I have a fire steel, a Swedish fire steel. Brilliant bit of kit, trustworthy, always going to light your fire if you know how to use it. I'm presuming that most people who are watching this video knows exactly what this is and knows how to use one, and I wouldn't go anywhere without one of these. Very, very handy bit of kit. I've got it on one of these little things there, it just dismantles, makes it easier to strike, and that holds it together as well. The next thing I have in here is a small fishing kit. Now, necessarily if I was ever stuck out in the woods, you know, it would only be for a night, because where I live in Scotland I'm only 10 or 15 miles walk from anywhere at any one time normally, so you know I probably would never even use this little bit of kit, but it's in there anyway just for long term. Have a few lures in there as well, and you could put them out at night, and you never know, you might get a bit of breakfast in the morning. There's some fishing line there, again there's some little bits of cotton wool and things in there as well, just to help all that out. But realistically, hopefully I would never get to the stage where I would have to be thinking about using this. I would simply light a fire, sit the night out, and then I'd be out of there in the morning. The next thing I have in here goes with the Swedish fire steel, and that is the wet fire tinder. These are absolutely fantastic. These pretty much guarantee a fire. If you go and do some fire lighting out in the woods, then you'll know that preparation's key to getting the fire lit. So go and spend a good hour gathering all that firewood, preparing it up, keeping it, you know, making your feather sticks, whatever, so when you actually do put a spark onto one of these, then you've got the materials to actually get that fire going. There's no use whatsoever putting this down on damp ground, lighting it, then going looking for firewood. That's not going to happen. So do your prep first, and then light that fire and get on with the things you need to get on with. Next up in here is I have one of those waterproof match holders. I don't bother with matches. I find them pretty useless in this climate, so I keep a small NATO compass in there just for general direction finding. It's a really good, reliable compass. It's not liquid filled, it's not likely to get a bubble or anything like that in it. It's a really good compass, really reliable, and that's actually all you need, just for a general indication of direction, and then I would walk out of wherever I was stuck. And then in the rest of here I've simply stuffed it with cotton wool, again just to aid in fire lighting. Next up in here I have some illumination, which is the Fenix LD10. This is an absolutely fantastic little torch. It runs off one AA battery, and it's got a good shelf life on it, the battery, and it's got all the different modes on it. So this is a really good torch just to always have in your person. If I would recommend carrying anything, it would definitely be a fire steel, a torch, and a small compass and a whistle. Really, even those things, and a couple of plasters. I mean, realistically, if space is tight or during the summertime, I would probably use this Volta battery case and put a few of the key essentials just into that and have it in my pocket at all times. This is actually more than what you would need, but it's just to give you an idea of the kind of things that you should be looking at if you're thinking about building up a little kit. So that's the Fenix torch. The next item I carry in here is the K-Bar Bob Dozier. This throws a fantastic set of sparks off that fire steel. I'm really impressed with this knife. It has a good lock, it's a very inexpensive knife, and it's razor sharp, and it'll do most of your little campfire tasks, no problem. You don't need anything more than this for just a quick emergency situation for one night in the woods. Yeah, sure, it's great having a fixed blade bushcraft knife and a bug out bag and everything in the car, which I have as well, and hopefully I'll bring that video to you, but just for immediate survival, this will do the job. Especially perhaps you guys across in America, where you could be, you know, a couple of 100 miles away from sort of civilization. Yep, then obviously go for a better knife than this. But for here in the UK, this is all you need. We are never far from civilization in this country. A day's walk in any direction and you'll be hitting a major town or a village. So for a quick night out in the woods, this is fine for me. Next up I have bank line. Bank line's really important. This can hold the apex of an A-frame shelter together, and for me, realistically speaking, that would be all I would really be interested in using this for the first day. You know, if it goes beyond one day and I find myself out for 2 days or something, then I would maybe start having to think, well, I'm going to have to make snares or break it down for fishing line and all that kind of thing. But realistically, I don't think that would happen to me here in Scotland. It would be one night out in the woods until I could get myself out of danger the next day, and that would simply help me in shelter building, so I could throw shelter together quite quickly and tie that top off, no problem. The other thing I have in here is just a water bag with some purification tablets. Again, you could use your t-shirt or a sock or anything like that to filter the water through, take out the organic matter, the leaf litter, etc., and then pop it into the bag, pop in a sterilisation tablet. I think with these ones you have to wait an hour before you can drink it. Again, there's, you know, that's a litre bag in there, so there's what, 2, 4, 6, there's 8 litres of water in there, which is going to see me through the day, perhaps 2 days, no problem. So that's why, in fact, there's another pack there, so probably get 3 days use out of that. And I think, oh, one more item, 2 more items, oh yeah, little fishing lures. I have them. Again, I would use that with the fishing kit. I put a night line out with a couple of lures on it and hopefully bring a few fish into the side and try and tease them onto the line for a bit of breakfast in the morning. But realistically speaking, I probably wouldn't need that. It doesn't necessarily need to be in there, but if anything, it gives you something to do. If you're going to have to wait the night out, then you might as well. We are blessed in Scotland. We've got lots of little loch-ins all over the place, which are pretty well stocked with trout and what have you. So yeah, I would definitely give it a go. It would give me something to do. And last of all, in there I have a credit card with some different sizes of duct tape on it, and again that can just help with whole loads of things. If you never know when you need it, it comes in handy. So that, my friends, is basically my EDC kit. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who's been watching my channel and subscribed to me. Thank you very much for doing that, and I do hope this year I can bring you a lot more videos with some exciting stuff on it. So until the next time, folks, thanks very much.